Ever wonder who was the man behind the legendary Yamashita's gold? Our journey begins with a figure shrouded in enigma and intrigue, General Tomoyuki Yamashita. A key player in the theater of World War II, Yamashita's military prowess was as legendary as the mystery that surrounds him. Born in the late 19th century in a small village in Japan, Yamashita's life was far from ordinary. His early years were marked by a fervent dedication to the military arts, a path that would lead him to become one of the most influential figures of his time. Yet beyond the battlefield, whispers of a hidden treasure, known as Yamashita's gold, have added a layer of mystery to his legacy. Was it real or merely a myth? This man, Tomoyuki Yamashita, was more than just a general. He was a symbol of a time in history that changed the world forever. Born in 1885 in a small village, Yamashita's journey to becoming a renowned general was not a straightforward one. Tomoyuki Yamashita, often referred to as the Tiger of Malaya, was born in a modest household in Shikoku, Japan. From an early age, he displayed an uncanny knack for strategy and leadership, traits that would later shape his military career. As a young man, Yamashita pursued his education at the Imperial Japanese Army Academy, where he honed his strategic thinking and leadership skills. After graduating from the academy, Yamashita embarked on an illustrious military career that saw him rapidly rise through the ranks. His early years in the military were marked by a series of successes, earning him a reputation as a rising star within the Imperial Japanese Army. In the late 1920s, Yamashita was selected to study military science in Europe. This overseas training exposed him to different military strategies and tactics, further enhancing his strategic acumen. Upon his return to Japan, he brought with him a wealth of knowledge and experience that would prove invaluable in the years to come. As World War II dawned, Yamashita was appointed as the commander of the 25th Army. Under his command, the Japanese forces launched an audacious attack on the British colonies of Malaya and Singapore. Yamashita's strategic brilliance shone through in these campaigns, as he successfully orchestrated the capture of both territories, earning him the title of the Tiger of Malaya. But Yamashita's journey was not without its challenges. His unorthodox tactics and outspoken nature often put him at odds with his superiors. Despite these difficulties, Yamashita's strategic genius and relentless determination saw him rise through the ranks and make his mark on the world stage. Yamashita's strategic brilliance had made him a force to be reckoned with, but his journey was far from over. His story remains a testament to the power of determination and strategic thinking, a tale of a man who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most influential figures in the history of military warfare. As the tide of the war turned, so did Yamashita's fortunes. In the thick of the Second World War, Tomoyuki Yamashita found himself reassigned to the Philippines. This was a stark contrast to his previous victories, a far cry from the glory he'd experienced. The lush, tropical archipelago would prove to be a challenging terrain, not just for Yamashita, but for his entire contingent. The battles fought here were arduous, the victories hard-won, and often elusive. The struggle was not just against the forces of the Allies, but also against the elements. Torrential rains, dense jungles, and rugged mountainsides all posed significant challenges. Despite these obstacles, Yamashita displayed a tenacity that was characteristic of his military career. He used the terrain to his advantage, employing guerrilla tactics and defensive strategies that kept the enemy at bay. However, the tide of war is unpredictable and unforgiving. Despite his best efforts, Yamashita found himself on the losing end. The enemy forces closed in, and in the early days of 1945, Yamashita and his forces were captured by the American troops. The capture marked the beginning of another ordeal for Yamashita. He was subjected to a controversial trial by the American Military Tribunal. The charges were severe, accusing him of war crimes that were allegedly committed by his subordinates, even though there was no evidence that Yamashita had ordered or condoned these actions. The trial stirred a global debate about command responsibility and the moral obligations of a leader. Despite the heavy charges and the grim prospect of a death sentence, Yamashita carried himself with a quiet dignity throughout the trial. He stood firm, maintaining his innocence until the end. He was eventually found guilty and sentenced to death, a decision that was met with widespread criticism and controversy. In the face of defeat, Yamashita maintained his dignity, becoming a symbol of resistance for many. The tale of his downfall is not one of disgrace, but of unwavering strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Executed in 1946, Yamashita's story did not end with his death. His legacy, in fact, continues to stir intrigue and debate to this day. One such fascinating aspect is the enduring legend of Yamashita's gold. It's believed that during World War II, Yamashita amassed a vast fortune, a treasure trove of gold and other precious artifacts from Southeast Asia. This wealth, the legend goes, was hidden in secret locations, waiting to be discovered. Although many treasure hunters have tried to uncover these hidden riches, the existence of Yamashita's gold remains a tantalizing mystery, a captivating piece of the Yamashita puzzle. But Yamashita's legacy extends beyond tales of buried treasure. His trial and subsequent execution had a profound impact on international law. The principle established, known as the Yamashita Standard, holds that commanders can be held responsible for the actions of their subordinates, even if they were not directly involved or did not have explicit knowledge of those actions. This principle has since been invoked in numerous war crime trials from Nuremberg to The Hague, shaping the way we understand and prosecute war crimes. Yamashita's impact also reverberates through the annals of 20th century history. As a military commander, his strategic acumen changed the course of several key battles. His audacious tactics during the Malayan campaign, for instance, are still studied in military academies around the world. Yet his legacy is a complex one, a blend of military genius and the harsh realities of war. In Japan, Yamashita is remembered as a symbol of resistance against overwhelming odds. His stoic demeanor during his trial and execution left a lasting impression, embodying a certain warrior ethos that continues to resonate in Japanese culture. Whether as a strategic genius, a symbol of resistance, or a figure of mystery, Tomoyuki Yamashita's legacy continues to resonate today. His life, his actions, and his death all serve as potent reminders of the complex and often contradictory nature of history. So, who was Tomoyuki Yamashita really? A man who climbed the military ranks with his strategic prowess only to meet an untimely downfall. His trial remains a topic of fervent discussion, a symbol of the contentious nature of war trials. And his legacy? It lives on, posthumously echoing through the annals of history. A man of strategy, dignity, and mystery, Tomoyuki Yamashita's story is a testament to the complexity of history and the individuals who shape it.